Hi guys, and welcome to the Rainbow Six Replays YouTube channel. Today we want to present the video highlights of the match between Team ENCE and Virtus.pro during the Europe League 2024 Stage 2. Don't forget to subscribe and put a like. Enjoy.
Towards the top of East Stairs, a lot of utility is being burnt here to try and get their way in, and it's a trade is the result. Dan and Rykos find one apiece. And it gets them at least boots in the ground, but they're not really sure about it. Always knocks Rykos right out.
Out here by the side of Always actually gets the injure. This guy's not being able to support in time will eventually find the kill. And that should put them back onto equal numbers as Azox is going to be picked up.
20 seconds, the Warriors time, and they've got to see if they can try and make any use of it. They cover off at least the entrance onto the mirror window, but they still can't really be taking the fights on the opposite side in this, because you've got 10 seconds, you have to break your way through onto the side. Dan locks it off. At this point, you're just forcing your way through the final doors. Alems is inside, 2 versus 1 with 2 seconds, and there's the pickup. You just have to get the last player. Time is that cruel mistress we need
to do, but it's not a clean round from them either. Always here, being left alive for way too long. He's been allowed to challenge 3 individual players. Managed to get 1 down, 1 kill, then 1 to near death.
It's early. I think that's always the fairest thing to sort of talk about right now. You're looking at
there to really follow up on it though. And as a minute has passed, they're finding themselves in a gunfight, and there you go. Joystick drops a very clean kill to come through from ENCE.
Very different to how it was in the previous round as well, where everything was traded, everything was messy, I think is the fairest way of putting it, across both teams. Nobody had a real handle on the engagements. Obviously, Virtus.pro came out the top, but with Always getting that swing round, catching Rykos before Skies forces the motion there. A single second could have been the difference on towards that kill. They're trying to keep the pressure up. Pasha's above the hatch, holding and waiting for the spray, finds Alems. Great. They also have to have some cover for the planter down here. The Capitao is making some motions happen, not forcing them with the fire, but they drop. Nako doesn't sit around, goes instead, tries to find it, always gets the trade out. They've handed Vertical over. They lose one more body. It is just Skies, but not for a huge amount of time late. Well, they have to do something here. They have to sort of keep the pressure going. They're trying to force the players out, and there is one more. Nako finds Dan, finds that bit of revenge and response, and Pasha has to try and start moving his way closer. Offers some support here to Joystick, who's getting himself pockets of space with the smoke canisters. The roll of the nade isn't quite going to get the catch, but there's one apiece. Shepard and Pasha find them. Suddenly now, with a cold kit, they got to try and pick up the pieces, dropping into a hot firefight, and now tucked, hoping this is just enough space. Joystick wants to try and fight his way out, sprays through, stops the plant being confirmed, and at this point, Shepard just has to sit and wait and look for this traded kill. There's the catch. Can't make it though, ENCE.
Waste some HP from the Blitz, especially this early on in the round.
We almost had a bit of kill. We had some damage done, and there's the drop. It's finally a bit quicker, but it's Joystick. Gets the end of Rykos. Technically on some barbed wire, but the downing came from the bullets. Everything has fallen apart here on the top of East Stairs. The fact that the Blitz wasn't the first one on an engagement. Not sure where they were trying to get the lockdown. They get the blind onto one, and they almost
have to take 2 ticks and almost go down from a goo mine. But these mirror windows are more painful because there's just no way they can challenge this with that Nitro to come through.
I mean, yeah, we know how much damage a Nitro does. It's not a tick. It's the boom. What is happening to Warden? Just went down to half somewhere else. Pasha, not sure what they suffered, but
my beauties are in place.
With 25 seconds left, a 1 versus 3, 1 bolt left. They can try and cover something, but with the mirror window there being watched, it's not going to be a lot. I'm still very curious. Great.
Anyway.
Here it was, the Blitz, as I said, you know, them being later to the punch in the party. What was sort of left. You look at the hold that still existed this time round, and with 30 seconds left, and pretty much everyone's still standing, I say, as Azox gets removed. You're looking at them trying to just desperately pick the pieces up, find a pocket of the site to get a plant down on. They've got 1 below, 2 above this time round. They're going to be a little bit more locked in on the verticality. Joystick is not going to fall for the same mistake twice as he looks up towards the hatch they dropped from last time. There's 1 for Skies. He's in. He's going to tuck himself and hope the cover comes through. Now Nako's outside the door itself. Alems gets 1, and it's worked, but a little too late to the party. Skies pops up out of nowhere. He's able to get it all done in time. The shotgun gets the lock on. Now they just have to make sure they take this vertical fight together. Alem's hugely experienced, but so are Dan and Shepard. This fight relies on them making sure this is a trade situation. They have time, and the first one slips on by. There's the second. Perfectly played by the pair here, and who's going to be the first for the defuse? Bit of a race that Shepard wins out for the stats.
Surprised they didn't actually go for the team kill at that point. So no, ends up in a near win for ENCE if they only had that 1 man extra.
You almost look back towards that round there where Shepard almost clutched it out. It was the 1 versus 2. With a bit of pace. Bit of a different application, a lot of noise, a lot of a bang. They're inside. They can't quite get the plant because of the goo mine. They're going to see if they can try and find a fight, but Alems loses out on the first, trying to fish for a blitz that gets downed and dropped. There's a C4, Claymore kill even. Now he definitely knows. He's going to try and lean back into the fight. Here's the glass popping behind him. The pistol is the lockdown, and they do get it. It was closer than it should have been. It took maybe longer than it could have done, but 40 seconds, still a lot of time.
A lot of verticality being held as well by VP. Joystick prone in the corner, waiting for someone to push in from the teller's windows. This could still be very much under control, especially with that verticality just taken out. A look at that, Pasha with a long angle. As soon as they fall through this, he should be having it, but the diffuser is still down, spots the player on that breach. He needs to not go too extensive right now. There's 14 seconds. They need to push him.
Well, they do. 14 seconds, though.
Doing at this point, they're just going to have to brute force themselves through because they have literally no control around the site. Where is this push even going to come through? Is it going to be on the armory side? It would be the most logical, I think.
Bit of a spray through there. 20 seconds left. There's the pressure, and there's the blinds that come onto it. Now as they try and find this little pocket, they're going to see if they can tuck the plant close in. There's the motion, but Nako wins it out before taking the drop and ends.
Maybe if they lose a 3rd round as well in this half. But they just weren't really anywhere. Again, like a minute left on the clock and they had CCTV. Nothing else. I mean, they were walking up customs door. If the swing came out at that point, it would have been a free kill. So that is just Reichels holding at least. They have it always hostage and then takes him out as soon as he moves out. And it's that the instant trade comes through, but that is just such a clean opening once more.
40 seconds. 40 seconds now for them to try and regain the territory. Always was trying to get locked in. They're still trying to fight above as well. As I said, they hit that office wall, but it was just sort of just a, yep, this is yours. Do it with a bit of work. Reichels does get caught out. Not entirely sure where from. I think it was the direct fight from the lobby side. Yep, you can see all the VP bodies just flooding their way in towards the site. But Alems has the vertical. They have the pings. Reichels somehow gets Joystick. The dot got them back up, and it's just exploded. Virtus.pro. What were they thinking? What were they paying attention to?
I think one person went over there to confirm the kill on the right, wondering, is this the end of the streak? Suddenly they equalized themselves. This is what I mean. Like you should have had Alems out here. Why is he allowed to still be upstairs? You literally had someone.
Where are you going here, Virtus.pro? They have the pings on the players above the site. Reichels knocks them right back out. They're ready for the player that comes across towards the break door itself, but it's the swing on the door. Now it's done.
I'm not quite sure what they're trying to do. There's 15 seconds left. They're trying to come in horizontally now, and I believe that might have been no. Shepard is still alive with 5 HP. Never mind, a double kill from Skies. It drops at the exact right moment, and Dan, now the last man standing with 3 seconds left, falls. They do have to make sure that they make use of this ground.
Oh, that was just well played there. They burn out the ADSs with the flashes, tuck the grenade in as well. I mean, at that point, there really was nowhere else they could go. I'm not sure if they intended to truly get the player with the grenade, just force the motion, just get the electrics on the wall, but they're going to take the net result. 5 versus 3, another Deimos target. You think about all the horrifying softs, and that's not even the one that they get. Joystick with the cover on a lens. And this activation of Virtus.pro is almost what we've been crying out for over the past few rounds. From a timeout to a over towards 5-5 now. They have that grenade. I mean, Deimos knew that he was going to be stuck in there. Got that kill. Second beautiful one on Pasha. No, not Pasha, sorry. Skies as well. To attackers are just as powerful in the pockets and play of the defenders. 30 seconds, and we finally see the first player dropped. Alems is gone. They didn't quite. I'm not sure if they were able to use their C4. There's a second, not a third, but a trade out. Does in fact happen. Drop right into the clutches in a 3 versus 2. 20 seconds. Need to start pushing now. There is a hatch open. There is a window that could potentially go through, and a spot onto Raikus. More importantly, he's going to go prone. He thinks he knows exactly where they're coming from, and he has the right idea on one of them. And suddenly Shepard drops through the CCTV hatch, unable to actually get the kill, gets shut down. ENCE find themselves round 11. And that is all that they're after at this point. That is the focus they want. They want the bit of extra time. They don't want to suffer the side of an impossible run. And in cases before, as we all know, in Split 1 is going to be helping them because Nako is inside of CCTV, being tracked, trying to walk out, but Skies comes in for support. Whoop. That's 1, that's 2, and exactly as I said, this is the fight that matters. Still holding on to the ground. Shepard is able to find Skies, but Joystick feels surrounded. There's a swing close by that might come through from Nako as the drone reveals the position. He can't quite find a route out, and instead of sticking by, waiting for the execution, he tried to... From one of the most important fights you might find yourself making, you'd be pushed, well, nowhere yet.
Vertical.
But with Dan getting the vertical, 15 seconds, can they find this pocket, the slow creep, the slow bit of motion, the momentum that ENCE need to start trying to lift off the bottom of the board is slowly drifting further away. It's all down to Raikus. Goes for the C4, goes for the connection, and he finds it. They have a second to pick it up, but they can't do it! The single C4 from underneath. It's almost...
Take it by the bull of the horns and just go and win it, and ENCE in the end limped over the line.
We barely saw a blitz. We barely saw a Dokkaebi. We barely saw the kind of operators that will get you in the building quickly. In so many of the rounds, we were like, okay, 50 seconds left, they've got E-stairs. What's the rest? They got into E-stairs, yeah, great. What do you do?
When VP attacked Customs, it was like they realized that the site was Customs with 20 seconds to go. Like,
in such a fast-paced game, you want a nomad on your team, right?
No.
No, but that's the problem.
In one round, and the way that I look at the scene, and again, you know, kudos to ENCE, they won. They managed to get themselves over the line.